Hiya, and welcome back to Moonlight Castle, the game that teaches us that the world is cold and hard, but Ryan is soft and warm. And Russell, get the fuck off of screen, no one wants to see you. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Hopefully I wouldn't stay awake the whole night staring at my ceiling, afraid of the night breaking into my house and killing me the moment I tried closing my eyes. Day 4. I was tired, but I couldn't keep my eyes closed. Thought I could push through it, but this wasn't just my mind fighting back. I could feel my stomach churning, my insides twisting in an attempt to make me scream and have someone help me, and I won't do it. I refuse to become another problem. I pressed my head against my stomach and held it in place. I didn't know if that would help, but I needed to believe it did. The pain spiked and my eyes shot open, but I managed to keep my composure. My body urged me to curl up into a fetal position for relief, but I wasn't allowed to move. I couldn't do that to him. Joel was just as tired as I was. He was clenching my arm, holding it in place to use as a pillow. I didn't want to wake him up. My stomach was still acting up. I wouldn't make it. I gently moved Joel away from me. My heart was racing in my ears. We waited together for him to settle down and stay asleep. I tiptoed around the room, but the old wooden floor cracked under my feet, and, with a heavy load of anxiety, I stared at my friend in the distance and bided my time between my steps until I got far enough to walk away. The hallway wasn't good enough. They wouldn't notice. Nobody would know it was me, but I couldn't handle the idea of anyone seeing it. This was my problem, but I couldn't go further, not alone at least. I'd do it under the staircase. This is just a temporary fix, Ryan. What else was I supposed to do? Do you mind? This is an intimate thing. You can lie to your friends, but you can't lie to yourself. If you know everything, then why should I bother admitting it? Because that way you can spare yourself a terrible fate? I'm getting Joel back home. By sleeping on the floor? We're waiting for our friends. No, you're just buying time for yourself. Joel says you're stirring up trouble on purpose. I don't need to. You're already uncertain. You worry and stress about a solution that doesn't exist. I'd rather wait for nothing than listen to you. Doesn't matter to me how you choose to die, Ryan. I'm not going to die. Yet. I tried ignoring him, but his presence alone increased the guilt I felt for what I was about to do. I threw up, and it was as if the faker never existed. I felt relieved. My body stopped acting up, and the relief itself was making me guilty. I placed dirt and rocks on top to hide it. That's all I cared about. Going back to Joel, once you do, you'll die of starvation. That fate is set in stone. Sure. Whatever you say. I know death isn't the scary part for you. What scares you is that Joel will figure it out. You can't hide it forever. And then in a fit of rage, you'll kill him. That's impossible. You have no idea what happens to people when placed in extreme situations. People lose their minds. It takes time, but everyone does eventually. I'm not going to let that happen. Is that so? But I'm telling you, this is your last chance. The moment Joel wakes up, your fate will be sealed. I'll do something about that. Fight the night. The castle will let you out if you do. I don't think I can win. The outcome doesn't matter to you. Joel's safety will be guaranteed either way. Spare yourself the humiliation of having to come clean. I know you'd do anything to avoid it. Blame yourself for the choices you've made. They did this to me. Why was I the only one taking responsibility? Joel's sleep looked peaceful. Why would I hurt him by staying? I would never forgive myself. I dug through Liam's bag and grabbed the biggest sword I could find. I wanted to be by your side, but I knew I didn't deserve it. You needed a better man, someone that could change your life and bring you happiness. I didn't have it in me. I failed to change mine, and for that reason, I've decided to leave you behind. I wanted you to remember the other Ryan, not this one. I'd write something for you, just because I didn't want you to think I abandoned you. You were the only thing I never wanted to let go. Ryan! I almost fell out of my bed. Everything around me was a mess. my body fully soaked with my own sweat. It was a nightmare. Saying those words out loud immediately calmed me down. I had never felt so relieved to have gone through a nightmare. I took a deep breath, my phone's alarm still blaring in the background. Did that wake me up? Reached for my savior sitting on the shelf and stopped the annoying music, when something else hit me. I didn't set any alarm for today. A tiny memo was attached to it. Sorry, I didn't know how to wake you up without making it weird. The temperature on my finger slowly shifted in response. Did you do that then? What I just dreamed might have been a terrible nightmare, but what about yesterday night? That was real. All of it was real. You should watch your face and drink some water. Yeah, I should. I froze. Her voice, now fully coherent, was coming out of the ring. Oh, yeah. I should let you have your privacy. You tend to forget about those things when you die. Holy fucking shit. There we go. Was this the same ghost I met? Her body was somewhat transparent, but she casted a small shadow underneath her. Am I making you uncomfortable? I'm sorry. Where did you go? I looked around, but I couldn't see her anymore. I'm back in the ring. I tried to float outside, but I can't go too far from it. I thought that, by leaving the castle, all the weird supernatural stuff I saw yesterday would stay behind. Is it fine for you to be there? You know, I need to go. I won't see a thing. Promise. A sigh escaped me as I made my way to the bathroom. I'm not awake enough for this. This crazy medium stuff was going to be normal for me from now on. It was a strange feeling. That impulsive choice of mine was going to create many more issues I've been trying to avoid. I'd embrace it and adapt. I've done that many times in the past before. Alright, I'm ready. Coming! Yeah, she did remind me of her brother. Nia Pratt, veteran medium at your service. Her voice sounded animated and expressive. It was a nice kind of friendly that put my mind at ease. I guess you need some catching up? No need, I went through your memories while you were sleeping. That's crazy and invasive. It was an emergency. But we left the castle. It's over, isn't it? She gave me a sympathetic look, but I didn't feel reassured. You and your friends are still in danger. The castle will find its way to you regardless of where you are. What does that mean? I looked at my wrist. That weird circle didn't go away either.
It's time to drink water.
You're not in immediate danger.
To drink water.
Hang on, I'm
It's time to drink water.
Redeem sound volume.
It's time to drink water.
And the others? Wait, fuck. And the others, are they fine? Yes, everyone's safe. What does it want exactly? Is it just going after people without a reason? I'll tell you everything I know. I grabbed an emergency drink off my shelf. This kind of mess needed more caffeine. I'd like to start with more information from you, though otherwise my answer won't make sense. She was already 10 times more helpful than her brother. How much do you remember from yesterday? I know that something weird happened with time, and I remember all of it now. Time itself was rewinded. Why do I remember? Technically, these memories should have ceased to exist. They were removed from this world, but they still exist somewhere else. The idea of a world in which he remained dead saddened me. It's easy to make our minds forget, but our bodies, their memories are impossible to manipulate. That's why us ghosts have a harder time keeping ourselves together. Was that dream also real? It might be his forgotten memory. Is there a chance everyone else will remember? Absolutely, this isn't a special medium skill, it comes with being alive. Should I make him remember? That's not really a question for me, is it? I'd check on them first and decide based on their behavior. Are you going to teach me how to be a medium? Liam will. Yeah, right. He should have done so ages ago. I will if he doesn't, but I think he's going to. At least Liam will be happy to see you again. No, hold up. You can't do that. Why? The whole point of entering the castle was to find you. I didn't want him to find me. I think it was part of my contract, but I'm struggling to remember. Is it because you're a ghost? Yeah. I'll need time to regain all the memories I've lost. And what do I say to him in the meantime? He's going to notice your ring on my finger. Nothing at all. I can borrow a portion of your soul and make it invisible. Even I couldn't see it anymore.
Just be careful with it, okay? It's not gone. People can feel the ring by touching it.
Now tell me why we should go back to the castle. It's crucial for me to know that.
Because the castle didn't give you permission to leave. We forced our way out. Your friends received a curse that will lead them to their deaths if left unchecked.
Shit.
I find it strange that you don't have one.
It doesn't matter. How do we get out of this situation?
You'll need to go back and resume your investigation.
How do I do that when everything wants to kill me?
That's part of your job description. The thing is, curses are created by people that have succumbed to their negative emotions. Grief, hatred, regret, anger, guilt. These negative feelings carry strong desires that serve as foundation for a curse.
So the object here is to find out what the castle wants and appease it?
It's not always possible to appease it, but learning the cause will provide you with more solutions, yes.
And the castle just holds these answers for us? Isn't that dumb?
They can't help it. The castle is a physical manifestation of their desires. It's part of their soul, which means their motives are also hidden somewhere.
I wanted to close my eyes again. Maybe this was another dream. You know what would make this easier? Knowing what my talent is. It was unfair how I was given all this work and nothing exciting to match it with.
I can help, if you allow me to dive through your memories.
Oh, now you want my consent.
First petty comment of the day.
Hey, don't use my own memories against me. Nia looked whiter, much more faded than she was before. Is everything good?
I'm running low on energy. Seems like I can't keep this form up for too long. Maybe because I just created it.
But I need to ask more.
I'll be back. Hang in there. You're smart. You'll figure it out without me.
I feel lightheaded for a couple of seconds. She was leeching off of me. Just be careful with my soul. I don't know how much I can endure.
You'd be surprised, like, for real.
Still there? I could feel her through the ring but received no response. Part of me was down to admit that this whole medium thing was exciting. Until you brought death into the picture. I should have asked her why she picked me over Liam, and why she didn't look like a colored bedsheet anymore. I chuckled. Glanced toward my phone and saw Ryan's incoming call. All the pain we went through yesterday surfaced back. The letter he left behind, something we lost in exchange for a second chance. You're never going to end up that way again. Morning. Joel, hey, good morning. There was a veiled sadness in his voice. I'm happy to hear your voice again. Me too! I could feel the weight of that response. You were tired but determined to push forward. Are you on your way here? Staying positive was tougher than usual today. Yeah, of course. That won't change. But being reminded that we have each other was giving us the strength to push past these obstacles. We should go somewhere else today, what do you think? He paused. You've been asking me out for a while now and we could use a break. Are you sure? I don't think I can go back to campus today. Is that really okay? That wasn't a real question. Yeah, just you and me. You didn't have to hide your sadness. You were begging me to look at you. Okay. I'll be there soon. Take your time. And I meant it. Was this also part of becoming a medium? I didn't realize that having the ability to feel souls included the living as well. His feelings were pouring into me without the need for words. And they were so warm and bright that all the bad memories we shared didn't hurt as much. Being alive was all that mattered to me. I walked up to my tree stump and waited. It had been a few days since I managed to take a break like this and do nothing. Watching the world move around me was a special kind of feeling I always enjoyed. Then my eyes caught something strange around the main road that alarmed me. And that was just the first of many. It would blend among the crowd, walk alongside them, completely unnoticed by the people they followed. At first I was worried. Their presence sent off many warning signs in my head, but they weren't doing anything harmful. I would have felt their negativity right from the get-go, but I didn't. In fact, they even caught me off guard. Were those souls unrelated to the castle? I could see everything, not just the castle. These ghosts weren't following strangers either. They shared a deep feeling of familiarity with the living. Came to realize a lot of things just from this side alone. This was the sight every medium saw, one they couldn't share. They were obligated to lie and pretend not to see. It was going to be tough for me to adjust to this new world. A car parked next to me, and within seconds I saw Ryan coming out. The look on his face told me everything I needed to know as he walked toward me. I stood up to meet the bear head on. Before I could say anything, he buried his head in my chest. I'm so relieved. I know. And now it's over. I didn't have it in me to break the news to him. He was too emotional to take it well. I rubbed the back of his head. We're going to be fine. Yeah. A weird sensation permeated my body the longer I stayed like this. And Nia did mention it, but seeing it for myself was different. I just hoped I had enough time. Sorry, I know you don't want me doing this out in the open like that. I smiled. I couldn't bring myself to remind you. This big bear looked too sad for me to turn down. Ryan reluctantly let me go and soon buried it all behind that smile of his. I'm okay. We should go get something to eat. Russell's food will fix me right up. Can I stab him? Russell, I mean. I wished it'd be that simple. I watched him walk back to the car and noticed his spirit's behavior change. They were hurrying away, taking as much distance as they could from him. Were they sensitive to the curse? No, wait. They should have done that from the start, from the moment he parked here. Ryan walked up to the car and leaned forward. I looked around, trying to find a clue, but nothing weird caught my attention. What's up? Are you not getting in? Our eyes met. The bear also seemed fine, but maybe upset by yesterday's night, but who wouldn't be? I mean, yeah. What did Russell do? Exist! You look worried. I should tell him, but I didn't want to make it worse for him. Stop doing that and say it! Remember what Liam told me yesterday? He said a lot of stuff. Fair, he said I became a medium. Yeah, what about it? I see them everywhere now. You ever just have a confront character? Yeah, Russell is my confront character. Ryan didn't get it at first, then I saw his expression change as he realized where I was going. Are they here? He eagerly faced the main road, hoping to catch the same sight only to be met with disappointment. I don't see them! I figured, only I can. You're always going to be the same in my eyes, so being able to see dead people isn't an issue to me. Oh, he missed the mark with that one. Thanks, it does feel weird though. I'm sure it can be distracting. I'd always be looking at them. Wait, are these ghosts dangerous? I would have felt it, I think. Then you're good. That wasn't the point! Still not convinced? It's about getting used to it. Then I felt that sharp pain in my head pointing forward, and I quickly entered the vehicle. Turn the car around, let's take a different road. Why? Where is this coming from? Just do it, please! It was growing more and more intense. This kind of pain would have knocked me out if my seal was still there. Okay, I guess we're taking the scenic route. I checked the rearview mirror in hopes of identifying the source, but failed to give this omen a label. Then heard a snapping sound. Looked up and saw the light pole slowly coming loose. Drive! I'm doing it! He scrambled to get the car running after seeing it too. Faster! People were screaming, alerting others to move away. Then, soon enough, it began falling down. That hit too close to home for me to feel relief. I mustered the courage of checking behind us, and as Ryan continued driving, my face paled. We barely got away. Holy shit. What were the chances of something like that happening? You told me to drive! You knew? I felt something, but I didn't expect that to happen. This was worse than I thought. I protected Ryan, but what about the others? I couldn't guarantee everyone's safety. I needed to get in touch with Liam immediately. What are you doing? Texting Liam. Great, are we still going to do the saffron stash? Yes, I'll tell him to meet me there. Ryan reached for his radio and turned it on. I'm going to need a good song after that one. Liam reassured me that he'd take care of it, but I didn't feel safe at all. Maybe on my favorite station? There was no music, just a political campaign for the new mayor. You should have seen... Oh, wait. You should have seen our faces when the renovations began, Edward Ryan let out a disappointed grunt and turned it off. Whatever, I'll just play from my phone. Things just keep getting worse. What now? He eyed my phone and saw my mom's name displaying on the screen. You should answer that. I don't think so. I wouldn't be able to lie and act normal. It's over, Joel. This won't ruin our day off. Yeah. I sincerely hoped Liam did have a solution. My headache slowly died down, a comforting sign that we were safe for now. At least the longer drive allowed me to process my emotions and calm down. When we arrived, I left the car first and hurried inside. And I was met with the classic empty restaurant with just Russell at the counter. Where's Liam? The bull locked eyes with me, but held back from answering my question. I have something for you. Morning! Morning. Liam left this box for you. I wasn't fully aware of what the lynx had in mind, but I could feel a warm energy coming from it. I love gifts! But last time Liam gave me something like this, a fake spider came out instead. This one shouldn't be a prank. I'll do the honors. Papers of different shapes and sizes were sitting at the bottom. Oh, I don't get it. Grabbed one out of curiosity and experienced a sense of relief. They were interacting with my soul, granting a strange wave of pleasure similar to a massage. According to Liam, these are protective charms to fend off evil. We assumed you also needed it, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah. I looked at Ryan's confused face as he browsed through the pile. Don't keep him in the dark. Oh no, I forgot about his annoying talent. So, what do I do with these exactly? Just keep them with you at all times. They're so warm! They'll run out in a day or so. Make sure to come by when they do to get another set. I needed to avoid eye contact. Thankfully, my mind prioritized something else. It's a little weird that you guys were ready for this. Like, you expected it? What? Was I the only one thinking about it? No, that's... The castle cursed us. We all felt it in the morning. Quite the change for you, huh? Everyone makes mistakes. Shut the fuck up, Russell. Shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, Russell. Shut up. Go. Leave. Just a couple, not a big deal. So, wait, the castle is causing this? Innocent people could have died because of me. But they didn't, and now these charms will keep you safe. It's a temporary solution. They won't hide you forever. They camouflage your soul? It's something like that, yes. You know, having to hold on to these forever isn't ideal. How do we get rid of the curse? I couldn't get away from this anymore. We'll have to go back. You're joking, right? The bear sought confirmation from Russell, but the bull didn't say anything. Come on, tell me that there's another way. You guys got these amazing powers yet nothing will work? Can't you just dispel this like wizards doing games? I'm sorry. I felt awful. He didn't sign us up for this, and I couldn't provide a real solution. I wasn't blaming you guys. We're having another meeting tonight. Is Liam planning to take us back? I can't say, but I'm confident about tonight being just a strategy meeting. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll start cooking in the meantime. This sucked. There was no way around it. We had to go back. Hang on. Were you already a medium? I always wondered whether he was keeping it a secret. No. I couldn't see souls until yesterday, just like you. And yet your talent was already unlocked. I don't understand it myself. You didn't know how to use it. Lucky me. I guess we're still in the early stages. Hopefully we got the hang of it. Again, take your time. What about the monsters? Have you met those? Yes. A hint of regret in his voice. Just like Liam invited himself to our table, so did Russell. I've never liked swimming. You guys used water to slow them down? I didn't think of that myself. He looked at me confused. No, he was the one splashing us with that disgusting slime. Then I came to understand a horrible truth. We met different monsters, didn't we? It's not reassuring to learn that. I'll tell you more about mine then. I shared my castle experience with Russell. That's a lot. And this is just my own exploration. Tonight I'll hear all about everyone else's. I'm back. Do you feel better now? I raised a brow in confusion. Ryan instead looked flustered by the question. Yeah, of course. Was your stomach upset or anything? Nah, the big bear's hungry. What about that dream again? Russell plated the food and I watched Ryan happily munch those sausages. He went back to his usual self a bit too fast. Don't let the food run cold. Sorry. My appetite increased after losing that seal, but I also felt stronger in a way. Shut the fuck up, Russell. Just shut the fuck up. I remember those days when I looked pale and ready to collapse. That seemed unrealistic now. God, I needed that! My senses sharpened after having breakfast. I could feel the souls nearby just by focusing on my own. Ryan's calmed down after obtaining the charm. Russell's was much bigger, such a clear difference that confirmed his new status as a medium. Yet I couldn't feel mine. Asking Russell was pointless since he lacked the experience to provide the answers I was looking for. Isn't it sad? What is? Today we got here so late that this is lunch now. Yeah. Hey, you were judging me! No, I agree with you. Yes, but the way you looked at me said otherwise. That's up to interpretation. Your eyes can be petty as well. I smiled. Totally. This is your check. I gave it a passive glance, but the final cost immediately caught my attention. Wait, why is it cheaper? You're right, I didn't notice. We paid almost double that amount yesterday. It's on me. You really want us to come back that badly? You don't need to sweeten the deal. Noticed a weird shift in Russell's soul, but I couldn't understand what it meant. Leave it on the counter, I'm being called. It's finally time for a day off. I was glad to see his excitement return. See you tonight. We shouted but received no answer. Russell had basically run away. That was the feeling I got from him. Ryan stood in front of the car watching it up close, focusing his attention on the hood. Is there a problem? I should quickly check if everything's fine. We totally dodged the pole, though. This car isn't exactly new. My uncle and I repaired it together, so it's basically a resurrection job. And I forced the car to do something it wasn't supposed to do. Oh, I see. Just a few minutes, I promise. We're not in a hurry today, so go ahead. Ryan unlocked the car, opened the hood, and leaned forward. I didn't understand anything. Well, obviously, Joel, because you're a passenger princess. Watched him touch something, pull other things, mumble terms beyond my comprehension. Yeah, I didn't get it at all. Joel? Yeah, what's up? I've been thinking about stuff. It's hard for me to say. You know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking? I get it. But I can't help feeling selfish. I can't say anything if you don't tell me first. I knew about the castle and the curse all along, but decided to stay quiet. Oh, Ryan. I know why you did that. I don't deserve to feel this way when I did the same thing to you. You're trying to make it easier for me. I was hoping to postpone that reveal for tonight after having some fun together. At least you plan to share it eventually. Is it that essential for me to know? This whole thing's been eating at you and I don't understand why. Made it clear that I won't ask you anymore. If you ever decide to come clean or not, that's completely up to you. Aren't you upset? You know what makes me upset? The way you treat yourself makes me upset. You're overthinking it to the point of causing yourself actual harm. I know what that feels like. I want to be better. I want to change. And to do that, I need to speak up. That's why I said I'd tell you everything. But I'm scared. Whatever it is, I'll be right next to you. I'm not going anywhere. Ryan closed the hood and took a deep breath. I've been having bad dreams lately. That went in a completely different direction than I thought it would. He sat on top of his car, his eyes pointed at the ground below. About death, violence, and many awful things that I believed myself incapable of doing. I've seen myself hurting you, hurting my friends, and it felt so real, like I actually did those things. He's always struggled on that front. This might have been one of the few things I already knew. The fact that I can come up with these thoughts in the first place is scary. Because what if they become real? The idea of losing myself and becoming what I hate the most is terrifying to me. I sat next to him and slowly scooched closer. Ryan lifted his arm to make more space and placed it around me. Deep down, he wasn't over what happened between us three. I believe that he wished for us to unite and be happy together rather than fighting all the time. Oh! Ryan, I want you to listen. I want you to listen. You fucked up. Or I think you fucked up. I don't know, but based on the options, I'm assuming that you fucked up. Which, yeah, it's always going to haunt you. You made a pretty bad mistake. However, people always make mistakes. You did some bad things, but you also did some good things. Personally, I don't think there's... Wait, no, actually, no, there is such thing as bad people. But, like, in general, and especially with you, Ryan, baby. Ryan, baby. You're not a bad person. Ryan, you are not a bad person. Granted, you're not a good person either, but you're not a bad person. You're just a person. Sometimes you do good things and sometimes you do bad things. And that's okay. It's okay to make this goes for you all as well. It's okay to make mistakes. Okay? People are allowed to fuck up. Mistakes are just a part of life. I won't forget about it. And adding on top of that, people also change. People also change. That is why I'm going with this option. I remember what you and James did. The bullying and harassment you guys put me through. On some days, my mind would bring those memories back and remind me. But it only makes me think about how much you've changed since then. How hard you've worked on becoming a better person. Basically unrecognizable. Isn't it time you let it go? You're not that person anymore. I know. You're right. Ryan moved away and faced me with a smile slowly taking shape. I won't let you waste our day moping around. It's not wasted. The point is that we should be having fun now. That way later we can face the bad together. I should be following your lead and changing alongside you. I'll be patient with you, so please do the same for me. Is the car okay? I think so. I might drive it back to my uncle's and get him to look at it as well. I haven't been there in a long time. Good suggestion. I'm sure he'd be happy to see you too. Maybe tomorrow? We hadn't decided where to go yet. What's wrong with going now? We wanted to do something fun. That's not nice of you to imply he isn't. I work there. Of course it's not being fun for me. Fair. What's your idea of fun then? I didn't have time to come up with anything. Really? Video games. My console is still at your house. We could go back and play. It wasn't a bad idea. I did like being indoors away from people, enjoying the silence. My neighbor must be messed up after what happened. I'd rather pick a different activity this time around. I labeled this suggestion as a maybe. Wrestling? No. Think about it for a second. I did. No. Didn't you like it? It's always been fun messing around like that. Ryan, we were kids back then. You are twice my size. Are you trying to kill me? You want to steal the castle's job? And where would we do that anyway? I just explained why we shouldn't go back to my apartment. Suggest something yourself then. Bowling. He didn't say anything, but that silence was weird. You don't like the idea? Oh no, that's not it. I don't mind driving us back to my place. You worried I might meet Mama on the way? Yeah. I'll be extra careful. She should be at work today. Alright, if that's what you want, let's do it. You don't sound happy about it. Want to do something we both like. I do like bowling, I swear. I still love playing. I thought you were getting sick of it. We played it so many times, didn't we? But I never got tired of playing with you. Fine, I'll take your word for it.
It's time to drink
I gently
water.
tucked down my hat. Not too much, but I
It's time
grabbed
to
it to
drink
get my
water.
heart under control. Hat?
It's
No,
time to
I was
drink water.
fixing it!
It's
Of
time
course,
to
my
drink
bad.
Water.
You should at least let her know that you're okay. She shouldn't be aware of this. It's too soon for that news to reach her. Wonder how things were at home, whether he still treated her fine. I always hoped that by leaving, her life would get better. The targeted one was me. He seemed to genuinely love her. I was seen as competition. I haven't seen these roads in a long time. The additional spirits on the way sure are weird. I wasn't used to this new sight yet. And you make this kind of drive every morning? It's just 1 hour away. It's not so bad. Trust me. I guess it makes sense. You do attend the same college as me. Do you recognize it? Rolled out the window and looked around. The buildings? Some looked familiar, but others were hardly the same. No, is that our bowling place? The owners renovated the place like a few months ago. I had plans to bring you over, but it never came up. Holy shit, how does it look inside? I don't know. I wanted to see it for the first time with you, so I steered clear. We have to go. Park faster! Aye, aye, 1 second. Stepping out there felt incredibly nostalgic to me. I could see our neighborhood in the distance and the park surrounding it. Just one glance in and I could picture ourselves running around, jumping and rolling through the freshly cut grass. So familiar, yet so different. I couldn't believe it. They really fixed it. 7 years later and it smelled the same. We have music? They're absolutely spoiling us now. I feel young again. They have food and drinks? Here? No way. A lot can change in 7 years. I'll go talk with the receptionist. I decided to pick a lane and wait. The bowling balls were just as heavy as I remembered them being. Grabbed a few to feel them in my hands, only to experience the disappointing truth that nothing had changed. Smallest size was still an issue for me. Mom noticed it and bought me my very own ball, custom sized to fit my hand and weight. It was almost my favorite gift, but nothing could top my Crocodile Man collection. Here I am. The bear walked in with an unreasonable amount of snacks and beers. Don't be mad, I got you your favorite brand. He did, but fine. Hand it over. A small size beer won't kill me. Yay! Ryan dumped everything on a small table nearby. Oh shit. Watched him check the bowling balls and I hated how effortlessly Ryan lifted them all up. I should go with the heaviest, I think. Unfair. You're like 100 times better than me. Last time we played, we were teens. And people don't forget how to ride a bike. That's not entirely correct. This skill would get rusty regardless. We're going to make it harder for you so that I have a chance to win. I can't exactly go and get my custom ball either. You're going to get used to it. You're much stronger now. That genuine comment stabbed my feelings the hardest. It wasn't meant to be an insult, but it sure acted like one. I'll go first. The bear walked up to the lane and threw his ball down the middle. It rocketed down the lane, striking 8 pins down. And as it plummeted to the bottom, I winced. You're hitting too hard. His sheer power always caught me off guard. He could absolutely grind me to a pulp if he wanted. Sorry, that was a warm-up throw. Ryan attempted to snipe the surviving pins, but missed them both. This is why wrestling is forbidden. I would control myself. Then prove it. The grumpy bear returned to his seat and dove face first into his popcorn bowl. Grabbed my ball and approached the stage. I checked for the weight, compared the distance, and examined my options. It was slightly uncomfortable to hold. My fingers were hurting and I clearly lacked form. I needed to fail a few throws first. What are you doing? The ball went completely off route and hit the sides. I'm testing how the floor feels. There's no way they kept the slope, but I'm sure it's gone. I wouldn't put it past the owners if they're still the same shady people I remembered. People would bet money on consecutive strikes. Adding a subtle slope wouldn't be hard. I gently knocked on the wood boards and felt some emptiness underneath. Interesting. They haven't changed at all. I had a couple of theories, but this didn't matter at all. I was having fun figuring it out, though. Could it be connected to the basement? We ran into it a couple of times. Oh my god, to avoid James and his group. One of those rare moments I actually appreciated my mom. I prepared for my shot and slightly tilted it to the left. Damn. I knocked 9 pins down. Is that your definition of being rusty? It should have been a strike. I need to step up and take first blood before you do. I switched and watched him do his own thing. God, I shouldn't have drank this beer. I wanted another one. God damn it, look! He knocked 9 down and missed the spare. You're right behind me, though. Good job. I'm trying to win here. Sorry, I should take this seriously, then. Yes! Yes, you should. My win won't matter if you don't give it your all. I will. I did a similar throw, but aimed more to the right instead. The ball did a slight shift and hit 7 pins instead. Not bad. You could have still hit a spare. He couldn't see it, but I had a Liam smirk on my face. There it is. All 10 downed. I can do it too. Watch me. The food was disappearing fast. How much was he eating? This was standard practice, but I was still worried. Hell yeah. He took all 10 down in one hit. Nice shot. I'm great, aren't I? At that moment, I jumped 10 years back into the past. I could picture a teen Ryan proudly saying the same sentence to me. My favorite bear, yes. That's not what I expected to hear. I went into hiding. We were both blushing, and I regretted not having more alcohol on hand. I'm going to start my streak now. I knew where to aim. My shots were accurate enough to get me at least 3 strikes in a row. There he is. Joel's back in the game. The weight did matter. I was growing tired, and with that, my muscle strength was suffering too. He kept playing, but I couldn't get the triple I wanted. You won! I am literally so unskilled. Did you see how badly I missed those shots? Fine, I'll request a rematch. My fingers could have used a break. Please? Shit, not the sad puppy eyes. Alright, I'll do another round. Awesome! I'm gonna quickly head to the bathroom, that way you can rest. Again? Was I imagining things, or had his bathroom usage increased? Be right back. He shouldn't exaggerate. The food tasted great, I agreed, but not at the expense of his own health. Ryan, but not at the expense of his own health. Look at what we have here. A voice too familiar to forget, one that I didn't want to hear. James. You look surprised. This is my home turf, and I couldn't let my tiny friend leave without saying hi. Shit. How long? Ever since my shift started. Glad to see that Ryan hasn't changed. He gave me the opportunity I needed to exchange a few words with you. You're not that kind of person. Your peace offering already smells like a declaration of war. It's not my fault if your bodyguard pisses me off to no end. He's not my bodyguard. If only you knew half of the things I do. I bet you think his bathroom breaks are a coincidence. I just need to buy enough time. Do you not pee? Ryan should be back soon. James grinned, stifling a laugh through his teeth. You're not strong, but you're smart. And we grew up together, so I know what you're thinking. We absolutely didn't. He might take a little longer to finish his business. Great, he got rid of my way out right off the bat. What do you want exactly? Told you before, didn't I? Just a few words and I'm out. Keep playing your silly game. He walked closer and sat next to me. I was already nervous, but having this guy in my personal space was making it much worse. Did he tell you about yesterday? Sort of. He got away with a minor injury, so it worries me that he'd hide it from you. If you wanted to reach out, we invented phones. Nah, that's no fun. Besides, would you pick up? I'd get a restraining order if I could, not just blocking your number. You and I have nothing to say to each other. I don't care about you anymore. I didn't fully believe him. I still hate you, but I was blaming you for the wrong reasons. I was literally just existing. And I respect your mother more than mine, which is why I tolerate your ass. That made me smile. How is she doing? The same old. I'm glad. She thinks I keep in touch with you. I hated feeling like I owed a favor to my enemy. Does Ryan know that I work here? Totally. I swear to God. Ha, that bastard didn't tell you. I'm sure he had his reasons to keep it to himself. The reason is that he's selfish. But so are we. We all wanted to hide something. We wasted so much time already. Let's wrap it up. James leaned forward to me, and as he inched into my ear, he whispered a single sentence. A phrase that chilled my soul down to its core. I need you to set Ryan free. What do you mean? You should know, but you've never really looked at him. If you care, you'll understand. He's not my prisoner. I haven't done anything that suggests... You heard sounds coming from the direction Ryan went, followed by footsteps. Time's up. I'll give you a hint. A present to celebrate our reunion. The bear's pacing slowed down once he realized James was sitting next to me. He looked mad, reminding me of last night. It was actually scary for me to see. Then our eyes met, and upon seeing my expression, he calmed down. Joel, we need to go. James stood up and backed off. Come on, the trio is back together and you want to leave? Yes, I'm not comfortable with you around. Before I could react, Ryan grabbed my hand and took me away. What about your mom? Should I let her know? He blocked her away and Ryan's grip tightened. That hurts a little. I tugged, but he didn't respond. He was too busy trying to get past James. She asked if you were sleeping at our place. But as it turns out, you've been sleeping in your car lately. Stop. I could feel him growing angrier and angrier. She wanted to know what you were up to, so I told her. You're saying too much. You needed to see the disgust on her face. I'm warning you. It must be tough having to accept that your own son is a faggot. Hearing that word stunned us both, and I managed to set my hand free. You can't say that word, James! But all I got was a grin. He didn't care. Her expectations of you were so low that she even turned a blind eye. Get out of the way. Or what, you want to fight me? Yesterday you got your ass handed to you. He's provoking you, don't listen to remember what we talked about. His eyes flickered back to me, a moment of lucidity that quelled his anger. You're in my way. Joel! James shoved me onto the ground, and that upset Ryan enough to push him into defending me. I'm fine, he did nothing to me. You need to leave us alone, James. I don't care that we were friends. I don't care that we are family. I don't care that you people can't accept me for who I am. Ryan was letting out all that pent-up anger he seemed to have been holding on for a while now. And unfortunately, James was handling it well, which worried me. They were both strong, and James could totally knock him out, or worse. I wouldn't have minded Ryan winning, of course, but I didn't have the luxury of waiting for a good outcome. You're weak. All it takes is one word. You think I give a fuck that you're a faggot? He was going to keep fighting him. Ryan, enough! We were making a scene. People were staring, and some were ready to call the police to intervene if needed. Let's back off before it gets worse. Why don't you ask Joel about our conversation? Maybe that will open your eyes. Ryan forced his way through and pushed James aside. The panda didn't fight it. His satisfied expression told me that he got what he wanted. You're always running away. I ran past James and chased after Ryan. I didn't know what to say. There was this empty look in his eyes. He wasn't there. Should have punched him. Ryan drove us away, but that uncanny look never left his face. You can't do that. He deserved it. I know, but if you also get hurt in the process, then you'd be upset, I know. I sighed. I need you to forget everything James said. He's lying. He wants you to hate me. I'm a nice guy. I would never do anything that would make you leave me. You can... Are you serious? You genuinely think that I would leave you? Is that why you're hiding from me? Your problems, your flaws. Stop. No, I can't talk about this right now, not like this. His soul is growing more and more unstable. Fine, I'll stop. Do what you want. I'll have to wait for him to take the first step. Our conversation ran dry, but his soul didn't stop wavering. Silence outside, chaos inside. What did he say? James, what did he tell you? Nothing you didn't already hear. I knew he wouldn't believe me, and I knew that we agreed to speak up, but I was afraid you couldn't handle it. There was someone who understood the meaning behind it. It was you. I need to know. I refuse. It wasn't pettiness this time. I'm sorry. Don't apologize if all you want to hear is what James said to me. I'll tell you about my mom. Enough. I said no. Hearing that kind of plea only managed to upset me further. This isn't how it's supposed to be. We're not trading information for fuck's sake. Stop the car. What? Didn't you hear me? I told you to stop the car. Ryan didn't look like he wanted to do that, but reluctantly complied. I don't care that you don't want to talk. I also have feelings. And to make more space for yours, I'm letting mine eat me up. That's how it feels sometimes. You eat everything up. How am I supposed to change if I can't even face you? So, I'm going to talk and you're going to listen. You can stay quiet the whole time if you want, but I can't do this to myself. Ryan didn't say anything and only buried his face between his paws. I'm not blind to everything. There are things I've also avoided mentioning, things I've seen you hide away and ignore. And frankly speaking, I don't know where the line between us is. How much do we owe to each other? Is it fair to demand the truth? It hurts having the door slammed in your face, but I can't do anything. You're afraid of making it worse. I am afraid of destroying everything just to make myself feel better. But the thing is, I'm never going to leave your side. No matter how bad things may get, no matter what choices you'll make, you could become a criminal and I would still try to help you. As long as you're willing to do the work, then I have no reason to give up on you. Can you raise your head? I want you to look at your face. Ryan's expression twisted in horror when he realized he was staring at himself. And at that moment, his soul froze. That pain and fear suddenly transformed into awareness. James said that I need to set you free. I had a feeling you'd understand those words. Did I make you lonely? Are you misunderstood? How much did I ruin your life? Ryan, upon hearing that last question, embraced me in a tight hug. I could feel my back getting wet from his tears. No! You saved me! You didn't do any of those things! I did them to myself! It was me! It was me! It was me! All you wanted was to live your life, yet I'm desperately chasing after you. These problems are mine alone, and I'll find a way out. I placed my head on his chest. His heart was beating quickly. Were you torturing yourself even now? They don't need to be, but I understand. What did you have to prove? Why couldn't you just rely on me? Thank you for talking to this stupid bear. I know that I'm selfish. One day I'll make it up to you. Joel will get everything he's owed. You don't owe me anything. Yeah. I hated you so much sometimes. Ow, stop that! I pulled his chest hair out of spite. Am I getting the petty intermission now? Maybe. Ryan pulled away and returned to his seat. I know you wanted a better answer, but it's the truth. I need more time. There is nothing you can say to me that will ruin our relationship. You hear me? Nothing. I hope so. You didn't break the law, did you? No, I didn't go that far. Then I stand my ground. Ryan restarted the car and I gave him another look just to make sure. Can you safely drive us to Russell's, or do you want me to do it? It's okay, I'm not that fucked up. Good. Because I didn't really want to drive. Then why did you ask? I care about your well-being. What else? I swear, this guy just wanted me to say it out loud. I really want to get home and sleep in my bed tonight. Let's get this meeting with Liam done as soon as possible. He had been sleeping in his car just to avoid meeting up with his mom. Will you be alright? Yeah. I'll lie my way out. Just don't sleep in your car anymore. You can sleep at my place. Like old times? Like old times. Sure. I'll do that then. For the remainder of the ride, I alternated between resting and using my phone. Liam left me a message about our meeting, and then I felt the temperature around my finger shifting. Oh, I forgot. What did you forget? Remember the ring? Yeah, what happened to it? Did you manage to remove it? Thought I could tell him about Nia. He was there, and having him casually mentioning it would be an issue. I'll try to make this as simple as possible. It wasn't going to happen. I tried explaining everything anyway. She's inside you. You literally did not have to phrase it that way. And she wants to stay hidden. I wasn't told why. Ghosts have memory issues, which is why she's working on recovering them. I think it might make Liam's soul unstable if she revealed herself, and she wants to keep him safe. Basing my choices on feelings alone wasn't going to work in the long run, so I needed to learn more about souls. And the ring is still on your finger. He had my hand in his and was itching to check. The weirdest urges. No, it's actually there? I chuckled. I felt relief after seeing Saffron's stash show up in the distance. It meant this insane day was about to end. I couldn't take one step away from the car before I could see Liam staring at me through the glass. He gave me the usual smirk and followed me to the entrance. Before I could do anything, he already opened the door and welcomed me in.
Welcome to Saffron's stash, monsieur. Allow me to take your jacket.
Took a step away from him instead.
Feeling cold tonight? Don't worry, let's get you seated.
I didn't think I'd be role-playing. I didn't think I'd be getting roleplay added to my list today. Can we deactivate crazy mode? I really don't feel like messing around tonight.
I wasn't done yet. I wanted to read you the menu.
The bear walked past and sat at the counter. Seeing his face clued Liam in, or at least he seemed to understood we had a shitty day.
Hey, Russell. Did you not give them the charms?
He shouted at the bull still hiding in the back. What are you talking about? The bull appeared shortly after, and he looked just as exhausted as Ryan did.
Then what's going on here?
Why are you asking me?
Because hearing it from you makes it gossip.
I see that you're always in the mood for joking.
I try my best, yes.
I've been keeping it under control. No more unnecessary readings. Did something happen while we were gone? The restaurant looks different. I wasn't paying attention to our surroundings because of Liam, but now that he mentioned it, I had to deal with a couple of drunken sharks earlier. They broke a few things, nothing I couldn't handle. Russell, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up. Next time, let us help you! Liam smirked in response, almost in a way that suggested there was more to it.
Anyways, we got like 1 hour before everyone else shows up. I thought you want some alone time with me before the main show begins.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear any of that. Sorry, I think I'm needing to the bathroom. Going without me. I wasn't imagining it then. And James had said so too.
Russell was right on the money.
Liam moved closer and studied me from top to bottom.
You're the only one who hasn't been cursed.
Do you know why?
I don't have the whole picture yet. But I can say with confidence that the curse is interested in you.
I'm not ready for that kind of commitment, really.
You already know this.
Are you referring to the requirements you mentioned a few days ago?
No, these are two completely different things. A curse tends to avoid mediums if they can, which is why I need a debate. Sorry about that. But the curse seems to treat Joel differently from us, and he's a medium too.
The castle wants you alive, that's the short of it.
To the point of allowing you a rewind.
Oh, you've noticed?
Wasn't sure, but this morning it all came back to me. You gave them your seal and the night repeated itself.
Don't ask me how or why.
But you do know what caused it.
That was the one thing I'd rather not say. His death.
Interesting.
I thought the curse wants to kill people. I don't understand.
You gotta let go of the small fish to catch a bigger one.
Me, and why will the seal matter?
The curse feeds on souls, and killing is just one way of harvesting it.
My seal was in the way then.
They gain more from letting you produce soul instead of outright killing you.
They see us as livestock.
Basically. And when the curse believes you're not useful anymore, death.
I was starting to understand. Emotions are deeply rooted into the soul.
That's right, by fucking with your mind, they get stronger.
I see. This method ensures a bigger quantity, but what about quality?
The law of consent.
The what now? I was hoping we weren't thinking of the same thing.
When both parties agree on something, the end result is better.
Doing something against your will creates a bad product. And forcing it creates garbage. We're going to stop it for the ad one break from the ads. And should we just do this entire update tonight? I mean, I'm down to do it all tonight. I fucking love Ryan. I fucking love Ryan. I love Ryan. I need him. I need him religiously. I need him in a way that is concerning to feminism. It is genuinely concerning how much I need him. And forcing it creates garbage.
Correct. This reflects on our souls as well, which is why they take it slow, wearing you down until you're incapable of fighting back. It's a form of torture.
It won't always lead to a clear consent, but I get the gist of it. Nia did that to me, and then she asked me to search for my memories.
Did you find anything about my sister?
No.
I know she's in there. Now the curse is fully awakened, I just need to dig deeper.
You taught me that calling ghosts by their name will drastically increase the chance of summoning it. Why haven't you said her name already?
Patrice asked me the same thing, and well, I'll give you the same response. I want her to hear me, regardless of how I find her. Patrice will handle his issues for me. He will handle this issue for me. He has a right to it just like I do.
Felt awful. His soul stirred, tormented by remorse, and I couldn't say it. What's the plan? The others should be here soon.
I need to take my side and convince them to explore the castle again.
It was a tough request.
You and Ryan experienced the cursed firsthand. Having you two back me up should make it easier for me.
Is there nothing else we can do?
The castle will consider them disposable and create accidents to claim their lives. They don't actually have to do anything. Lock them in the safe room if you have to. But my charms won't hold them for long. Not until I figure out what the castle is after. The more we learn, the easier it gets to stay alive.
I thought this was going to be easy for you. What the heck happened?
The organization sold me out.
Your organization? You did mention this was a job, but an actual organization for ghosts? It's an institution that keeps an eye on supernatural activities. I can't believe I said that out loud.
I was given false leads and I fell for it. Someone wanted me gone. Blake got nothing on these guys.
I'm overwhelmed again.
I know. Which is why I postponed this discussion as much as I possibly could. But we don't have time. Tomorrow night we have to go back. That way I can make better charms.
I'm back. He took one look at my face and his expression quickly soured. Bad. Super bad.
I need you to know that I've been limiting myself to share what's important right now.
You are?
Let's leave the optional stuff for tomorrow. It includes some basic medium training.
I want to watch that. Please stop looking at me like I'm some sort of superhero. He's begging you to take him as your sidekick. Don't read my mind! It wasn't needed. Those don't count. I didn't say it out loud, okay? But, if you ever considered it. No. The answer is no. It will always be no. I can barely keep myself out of trouble. And that's why I'm here. You save people, and I'll save you. That's not the point. Don't use the hat. Don't use the hat. Everyone will see it.
Guess it's time.
The doors swung open and some of our friends walked in. We agreed to wait for everyone to arrive, but seeing them all here in front of me forced me to acknowledge the curse in its entirety. Liam's charms wouldn't hold, especially when the soul produces more energy.
Nice. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you took some time to rest and recharge.
Today's been shit.
Isn't that every day to you?
You assured me it would take one day. You fucked us. Not just me, you fucked everyone.
I know. Listen, I didn't know that either. Let's talk it out and find a solution.
We can't put a stop to our lives just because you said so. Clyde and I have work to do besides attending school.
And you took me down with you. Yes, I know all about it, unfortunately.
You texted me about... You texted me about organizing yet another trip. Is this true? I came because Clyde asked me to attend, but I'm not willing to go through that ever again. It was reckless, dangerous, and we got incredibly lucky that all of us managed to escape. Not everyone did the first time around. How's your wound? I remember your hand bleeding.
Oh, that was a neat party trick I did for a friend of mine.
Russell's soul reacted to that claim, but as always, his unchanging and stoic expression offered no explanation. You stabbed yourself?
You want to hear about my exploration that badly? Well, skill issue. I need to get everyone on board first.
No. I'd rather not.
That's not a no. Good sign.
Stop fucking around and tell them why they have to. We have to? Yes, I believe so too. I knew you've been hiding something. You left someone with Liam. Where did you two go? I visited a family friend to do some research. And you brought Liam.
He needed a medium. You didn't fit the bill.
Did you guys discover anything important?
Ha! Slow down, we're skipping steps. I need everyone to agree on another exploration.
When are you planning to go?
Tomorrow night.
He was betting on one more day, but from the looks of things, it wouldn't be enough. Why do you need us anyway? You're the medium. Keep us out of this. You can't do that.
I wish I could, but I can't.
I'll tell you what happened earlier today, so please listen to me. I could see the fear slowly creeping up on their faces when I told them about the pole incident. Some turned to Ryan, who nodded in agreement. That was way too intense. It's okay, just be on your guard around poles. Liam immediately snorted in response. Oh god, that hurt. The curse doesn't only target poles, you fucking idiot. It doesn't? Yeah, everything can be remotely dangerous to you is now guaranteed to attack you. No way, that's crazy. You can't be serious. Liam quickly explained about the charms he distributed earlier this morning. I don't like this. How are we supposed to handle it? The castle sent a goddamn army after us. That was fun. Not at all.
We have the safe room. I'm going to finish the job.
It was wishful thinking, but we didn't have a choice on the matter. If you say it's safer for me, then I'll do it.
I like that new look in your eyes. It suits you more.
Flirting? You seem less scared. Good for you, Patrice. I don't feel like I am. My body keeps shaking. I can't make it stop. But I want to be here. I'm doing it for her. And I want you guys to know her name. Nia Pratt used to be my girlfriend years ago, and I hope to keep her memory alive. Liam didn't want to admit it. It was written all over his face. He was hurt just by Patrice bringing it up. Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know. That's okay, really. I don't think I'm the only one affected by it. We all are now. I feel like we should cooperate, Blake. Like he said, we don't need to actively participate. I wasn't planning to take action either, but if there is no way around it.
I need a favor from you, though.
More? I've been way too patient with you today.
Oh, let's not bring our private business into this conversation.
You love having the last word, don't you?
I need to draw something for me. I'm commissioning you.
You You spend too much time on the internet.
I live on the internet.
Is this related to the topic at hand?
Oh yeah, you've all met a different monster, right? I need guidelines. The best way for me to learn is by seeing who I'm dealing with.
Great.
That doesn't sound like a no either.
Well, I do like the idea of my friends being alive. What's your plan? Are you sure don't need us? We could, provide assistance. I'm the only thing he needs.
You are indeed a powerhouse, but don't underestimate them. I don't want to put anybody at risk if I can avoid it. So let me see what I can do on my own first. I'm trying to fix my mistake.
I understand. Shall we review what we discovered? We all said yes, just get on with it already. We found its origin point. A medieval castle that is dated all the way back to the golden age of our city. And the history books named it Moonlight Castle because of the way the moon shines on top of it. They said the name! Roll credits! That doesn't offer a lot. Only why it vanishes during the day. It was given a different name after falling to its curse. The Castle of Growth. Documents related to its creator seem to have been lost to time.
But this was more helpful than you think. It could be related to the requirements I mentioned before, and if it is, it might clue me on a way to purify the curse.
I'm relieved that we're not walking into this completely blind.
I have a couple of theories I wish to test. Hopefully I'm right.
Growth. Does this imply the castle is expanding? It could also refer to us, the people who enter its territory. Why would they care? We don't know. I'll punch my way through like I always do. We spent the rest of the night sharing information about the monsters we encountered for Blake, and described what we met during said exploration. Everyone but me met 2 monsters instead of 3.
The correct term is pillar. They're created by the curse to manage intruders. But this is my first time encountering autonomous beings. No place is an anomaly.
Russell served us food as we continued working on a plan. So, you need to understand what created the curse in the first place to find a way to break it. I know, it should have been me kissing Ryan.
Yeah.
I hate when I have to pretend to give a fuck. I see, having more people on it would make the process faster. I get it, but we don't stand a chance. I fought them and they were way too powerful. They didn't run on strength alone, the weapons you provided didn't work. I know what you're thinking. They should be ready by the time we set out. I was growing tired. Is there anything else you want me to know?
I think I've covered the most important points.
Then I'll be the first one to retire.
Don't forget to pick a time for your medium training.
Remind me tomorrow. We all exchanged some goodbyes and I walked out. Are you gonna walk? I didn't want to trouble you for it. You'll take longer to get home. It's fine, I just want to spend a little more time with you. Alright. What a day, huh? It didn't go the way we wanted. True. Did you hate it? There were some good moments. But also a lot of shit. I don't know if I'd pick James or the pole. I did know the answer to that. I feel like it was meant to happen, you know? I'd be happier without it. Of course. Would have done those things with or without the help of a psychopath! The point is that I'm going to keep working on myself. And it begins by facing my family. They're the worst. They were supposed to be the ones I can show my weaknesses to. And all they do is use them against me. Strike where it hurts, they say. You can do it. Thanks. It's because I still care. Love really fucks me up. I get it. I really did. Ryan dropped me off and I collapsed onto the mattress. I didn't have it in me to do anything, not even changing into comfier clothes. My phone had several missed calls from Mom and I couldn't keep strolling through it. A single message brought the whole world down for me. I'm coming to visit tomorrow. This was worse than being a medium. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Hang on, I'm curious about something. Okay. Well, anyways. Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.